Hey guys, I'm here just to show you your science experiment today that you're going to do for your science assessment. I'll talk briefly about the experiment first, then I'll show you the materials that you need, then I will describe the procedure to you and give you a short demonstration. I'm not actually going to do the experiment here for you today because I want you to see it for the first time when you are working with your groups in this experiment. Okay, so what we are going to mix different combinations of water, bicarb soda, and tartaric acid, and we're going to observe what happens when we mix it in a bottle that has been covered over with a balloon. Okay, you might like to have a think to yourself now about what you think might happen, but before you think too deeply about that, maybe listen to what combinations I'm going to put in different bottles before you make a judgment on what you think you will see. Okay, so to talk about materials now, we have water. I put mine in a jug only because I'm not close to a tap, so you can easily get yours from the tap when you do this experiment. Bicarb soda, you're going to need 6 teaspoons. Tartaric acid, also you'll need 6 teaspoons. 4 balloons, okay? 4 bottles. The bottles need to be the same size. Today I'm using 350 milliliter bottles. They should be the same shape as well. 4 pieces of paper towel or tissue, a teaspoon, a funnel, and a cup measure, I should say. I'm also using a timer today on my phone, but you can use a stopwatch as well, and that becomes clearer later why you need to have that timer. You also need to have a marker, okay, that will be able to write on the bottles and the balloon. If you don't have a marker, your teacher can provide one for you to use. Alrighty, so to talk about procedure, the first step in your procedure is to label your bottles and your balloons, okay? All you need to do is to label them bottle 1, bottle 2, bottle 3, bottle 4. You can see that I've just done that up the top there. On the balloons, all you need to do is write the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the round part of the balloon is handy. Okay, an optional piece of material, sorry, just to backtrack, is some masking tape. I haven't found that I needed it, but if you wanted to have it there by your side, just in case you need to take the balloons on the bottles a bit tighter, you're welcome to do that. Okay, let's talk about the different combinations of powder and water. Okay, so this is going to be a bit fiddly, this bit, so if you need to pause this video to watch, I suggest you do that. Okay, in bottle number 1, you're going to have 2 teaspoons of bicarb soda and 2 teaspoons of tartaric acid. No water goes in bottle 1. Okay, bottle number 2, going to have 2 teaspoons of bicarb soda and 1 cup of water. Bottle number 3, you're going to have 2 teaspoons of tartaric acid and 1 cup of water. And bottle number 4, you guessed it, is going to have tartaric acid, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of bicarb soda, 1 cup of water. Okay, so we've covered all the different combinations there. After you've labelled your bottles, it's a very particular way that I need you to do this experiment so that nothing becomes contaminated with each other and you're also doing it in a safe way. Okay, so we're going to put the powder in first, and that's because if you put the water in first, you'll get water on your funnel, and when you try to put the powder on top of the water in your funnel, it'll get all gooey and mixed up. So powder first. Put the funnel into the balloon and put it all the way down as far as it can go to about the round section of the balloon. So for bottle number 1, you're going to put your combination of powder in there, in the balloon. Take the funnel out of the balloon and put the balloon back on the table. That's really important. Don't put it on the balloon yet. Number 2, do the same, funnel in, different combinations of powder in there, take it out, put it back on the table. Okay? Do the same for balloons number 3 and balloon number 4. You already know the combinations of powder, so if you need to go back and check that, I would suggest you do so before you put any powder in anything. One thing I just forgot to mention, I just remembered now, is that between each different balloon, you need to carefully wipe your funnel using the tissue and the paper or the paper towel that you have. And that's to make sure that you don't get any cross-contamination with powder between the bottles. We're trying to make it as fair a test as possible. One piece of tissue each time you wipe the funnel, then throw that tissue away. That's why you have 4. Okay, so now you should have the powders in the balloons and they should be sitting on the table. Okay, you need to add water to the bottles now, but only to bottles 2, 3 and 4. Bottle 1 doesn't have any water in it at all. The way that you do that is that you get your bottle and your funnel. Okay, you are putting the water into the cup measure first and carefully tipping it in. Okay, you don't need to wipe your funnel between each adding of water because it's all the same water. Okay, now you have water in some of the bottles, powder in the balloons. The next step requires probably 2 people to do something at the same time. Okay, so imagine that you've got powder in your balloon. You need to make sure one person is just pinching the bottom of the balloon there so that no powder escapes when you do this next step. The other person is carefully stretching the neck of the balloon and it's going to go over the bottle. Okay, and as far down as you can. And if you can't get it very far down, that's when you would use the masking tape to circle around it just to make sure there's a really good seal there. Okay, now, so the balloon should be hanging off to the side there, so no powder should have entered your bottle yet. Okay, once you have attached all of the balloons to the bottle, you can then, at the same time, and hopefully just give one person a bottle each, you can get ready to start your timer. Okay, and at the same time, start the timer and upend the balloon so that all of the powder goes into the bottle. Okay, it's a good idea to just jiggle it around a little bit to make sure there's none left in the balloon, and you leave the balloon attached, of course, to the bottle. If you think it's going to slip and you haven't put masking tape on it, it's okay just to hold your fingers there like that. Okay, as soon as you put all the powder into the bottle, shake it for the first 10 seconds, or swirl it for the first 10 seconds, nothing too crazy, and all of you should be sort of watching each other to make sure that you're shaking or swirling at around the same speed. Okay, I would then make sure that everyone stops shaking at the same time and put the bottles on the bench and observe the results. All you need to do then is to make sure that you are adding your results to your scientific report, and then later on you'll be able to write a conclusion as well, remembering that the results are what you see, and perhaps you might be provided with some space to do some drawing in your science journal that you could add to your results on your device. And the conclusion is really your attempt to explain why you have observed what you have observed. Okay, good luck boys. Remember to make sure that you have your device open all the time so that you can see the procedure step by step, and to make sure that you're doing each step and everybody is ready to move on to the next one rather than rushing ahead. Okay, take it really nice and slow, make sure you don't skip too far ahead of anyone else. Okay, good luck.